In this interview with top 50 golf coach Cheryl Anderson, you're going to learn how to mentor young athletes, how to put yourself in their shoes, teaching them what you wish you knew, and stick around to the end to find out what to do if you build your athletes up too quickly. Okay, let's crack on with it. You say you've got a girls golf squad that you're coaching right now, but how do you really go about that process of mentoring them?
Well, we gather them together for 5 weeks in a row. Um, we we make it fun. We try to teach one thing each week. So, um, you know, this week we're going to learn chipping and putting. So we're going to have two stations that are set up. They're all organized to go, and we teach them skills. But then we take breaks and we talk about the rules of golf or safety, or hey, the US Open is coming up this weekend. Make sure you watch a couple of minutes on the TV. And we'll say, the castle there it looks like Cinderella's castle. Wait till you see this clubhouse, right? And it just gets them ignited a little bit. Oh, I'm going to check that out. Oh, this looks pretty cool, this golf thing. Wow, look how beautiful it is to be outdoors, right? So we just kind of plant seeds and see what happens. It's amazing. We've had, I think, 3 world champions, US Kid world champions, 2 Florida high school state champions come through our little girls golf program.
Wow, that's amazing.
But Krista and I, we're just as happy when girls go out and play with their dad or their mom, right? So it's a wonderful game, especially during this pandemic now, where you can play and it's pretty safe, right? And you can experience that nice quality time with someone. It's not like tennis where, you're beating balls, right? You're not really conversing with people. In golf, you're out there for 4, maybe 5 hours for 18 holes. Let's say 9 holes, you're out there for 2 hours. We are only hitting the golf ball for maybe 1 minute. It takes like a second to hit a golf ball, but all the other time in between, you can actually converse with people.
And you mentioned that you try and teach some of these girls the things that you wish you knew when you were that age.
Mm-hmm.
Such as?
Form, like the right form, having the right equipment again. When I started golf, I played with long clubs, heavy clubs. So we make sure that all the girls are properly equipped. We have companies that we purchase golf clubs from that are specific sizes, like US Kids clubs. They have, based on your height, this is the length club you should use. So we make sure the kids are fit properly, and using the plain board or the mirror, we just describe what the golf swing should do using the metaphors. I don't have a golf club in front of me. I should have brought one in here, but I'll ask the student, this gets back to like Mike Hebron. If this is the shaft, I'll say, do we want to bring the shaft back like this or like this? Right? And just ask them. And they always answer the right way. It's like they know. And then I'll explain why. This is why. We want to apply pressure to the golf ball. When you apply pressure to the golf ball, it creates spin, and that's how we get it in the air. So giving them that knowledge and understanding of how the golf club works, how the golf ball spins early on, I think it makes a big difference in how they develop.
It's really nice to hear that you're spending the time to do that. I think it gets glossed over an awful lot by some coaches in sports, especially rowing, actually. So I try to explain as much as I possibly can about the rowing stroke to my athletes, who are ladies in their early to mid 20s mostly. But it's hugely complicated. It's a very technical sport, just like golf is, and the physics involved in it boggles my mind, let alone anybody else's. So I find it really difficult to get across to them and engage with them on, a level that they're going to understand and appreciate. So how do you put yourself in their shoes?
Well, the big question is always, why do you play golf and where are you trying to get to? So if I have a student that simply wants to go down the bunny hill and skiing, right? It'd be like me going to kayak on a lake. I'm not looking to row like in the Olympics, right? But I can still enjoy the sport. You can probably teach me a couple things and I can go roll in the lake and be happy. You know what I mean? So if I can get a student to just make contact with the ball, some people are really happy with that. Now, also, we tend to get people who want to be the best in the world. Okay, well, then I got to make them the best in the world. They've got to be very disciplined with their practice. I need to make them practice structured practice plans. They need to go through a book of drills and get great at these. Like these are our main drills in here, this little book.
Wow, that's a thick book.
I think it's kind of little.
Well, it's got quite a few pages to it.
Right? It's like maybe 30 pages, right? So to be great, you've got to master these drills. So I need to make sure they understand how to do them. I take for granted sometimes that they know how to do them. I say, okay, how have you been doing on your 5T drill? Great. Okay, can you show me how you set it up? Yeah. And they don't do it right. Okay, so there's a problem there. They're not practicing properly. So the coach's job is hard. Not only do I have to make sure their technique is good, but I got to make sure that they're actually practicing properly. And most of the time they aren't, right? Because golf's a sport where you take a lesson from a coach, but then you don't see them for like a month. Whereas baseball, the coach is always there. The basketball coach is always there. But the coaching paradigm in golf is changing. We have a full-time elite program where junior golfers train with us from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock every day. Wow. It's a very expensive program, but these kids get really good because we have coaches with them the entire time. They're not going to do their 5T drill wrong because we're going to make sure they set it up properly. So, that's the extreme level. But if I had a newer golfer, I'm going to give them a page. I'll give them one page of this book. Go get really good at this. To be a good golfer, all you got to do, you got to find a way to get the ball in the fairway. We got to get you to 2-putt on the greens and hit a few greens in regulation. Also, you got to be able to chip the ball within like 20 feet. Now, if you want to be a great golfer, you got to be able to chip the ball within 5 feet, automatic. So, I guess a great coach is going to know where to meet their student, how to push them a little bit further than where they are without drowning them, right? So I got to make sure that I don't take them up 2 steps because they'll probably fall back too quickly. They've got to understand that 5T drill really well, master it. Okay, then we can go to the next step. And so, yeah, I'm equipping golfers with the knowledge of how to train and what level to be at. That's my goal.
And how do you know when you're taking someone up 2 steps when you should just be taking them up 1 step?
Well, they crumble. They fall. Like I had a boy the other day doing some chipping and his club was going in and out and he's a good player. So I said, whoa, we can't learn a cut spinner shot right now. We got to go back to like level 1 here and just learn how to keep the club on the playing board, right? So I brought over a cushion, like the rooftop cushion, and I just had him stay there and kind of in a blocked setting and just work on his technique. I mean, I've heard great gymnasts coaches had to like take their student that could do like triple flips and just go back to doing a basic jump. Okay, we need to back it up here. and you'll get through it, but let's slow down a little bit. I think we were going a little fast there.
To learn more about sports and human performance, as well as how to coach, then click this playlist right here. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing.